The husband walks out of the company and asks calmly, "Oh, Sophia, why are you here? Why did you come to see me?" The wife replies gently, "Can't I come to see my own husband?" The husband says firmly, "Cut the small talk, tell me what you want." The wife says calmly, "Fine, I won't take up any more of your time. I came to ask for money. My delivery date is getting close." The husband laughs sarcastically and says mockingly, "Can't your parents pay for your expenses? I knew you'd come asking me for money. How much do you need?" The wife says quietly, 500,000. The husband asks in shock, "What, 500,000? Just then, Julie walks over and says scornfully, "Some people have no shame." First she gets mad and leaves the house, and now she's back asking her husband for money. The wife says angrily, "I'm talking to my husband. Why are you butting into our conversation?" Julie replies arrogantly, "Because I'm going to be his wife now. You were the one who walked out and left." David says calmly, "Honey, why are you getting so upset?" Julie says angrily, "She walked out on you before, so why is she back now? Is she here to ruin our lives?" Then David notices his wife's pregnant belly and asks worriedly, "When is your due date?" The wife replies bitterly, "Why do you care about the baby? You've already found another woman to start a new life with." Julie asks mockingly, "What? Are you scared just because you see me?" Sophia replies angrily, "What do I have to be afraid of?" Julie says threateningly, "You should be afraid of me. Your husband is going to marry me." The husband tells his wife firmly, "You were the one who left me. I never told you to leave the house." The wife replies bitterly, "I can clearly see just how much you care about me." Julie says mockingly, "Wow, look at that attitude. You're really full of yourself. By the way, when are you getting the divorce?" Sophia says angrily, "Watch your mouth." Then she turns to her husband and asks impatiently, "And you're just going to sit there and listen to her?" The husband replies firmly, "When you bring things to this point, what do you expect? You can't stop people from talking." Julie asks mockingly, "Why? Does it bother you now?" The wife turns to her husband and says firmly, "That baby is yours, so it's your responsibility. You need to cover all of the baby's expenses." Julie says angrily, "Pay for your own child yourself." The husband calmly pulls an ATM card from his wallet and says reassuringly, "Whatever expenses you have and whatever the baby needs, don't worry about the cost. Use it whenever you need to." Julie stops David and says desperately, "She's using the surgery as an excuse to get money from you so she can live a comfortable life. If you give her money, how are we supposed to get married?" David replies firmly, "That's my problem, not yours." Julie asks angrily, "How can you ignore me right in front of your wife?" Sophia says sarcastically, "Don't get your hopes up too high. We're not divorced yet. I could still come back." The husband asks quickly, "Do you want to come back?" Sophia replies bluntly, "I didn't come here to make up with you. I came here to get the money for my surgery. Looks like you need the money more than I do." She throws her purse at him angrily and walks away. Julie says angrily, "Did you see that attitude? She just threw her purse and money right at your face." David explains calmly, "We're not divorced yet, and I'm still responsible for my child." Julie says fearfully, "What if she ends this fight and comes back? Then we won't be able to get married." David reassures her calmly, "Don't worry, that won't happen." Julie says doubtfully, "I don't believe anything you say anymore." David asks angrily, "Then why have you been with me all this time?" Julie admits sadly, "I was crazy. I was wasting my life chasing after a married man." David says patiently, "Please try to understand. My baby's due date is getting close." Julie says impatiently, "So what about the baby? Once you marry me and we have kids of our own, everything will be fine. I don't want to hear anything else." David says hesitantly, "I understand," but Julie cuts him off angrily and says, "As of today, we're done. I know you'll never leave her or your child. I was out of my mind, wasting my time chasing after you." She knocks his purse to the ground angrily and walks away. David picks up the purse and a letter and an ATM card fall out onto the ground. He picks up the letter and reads silently, "I came to you today because I wanted to correct the mistake I made. Our lives will go on with or without each other, but we both need to think about our child. You may find someone else and I may find someone else too, but our child will be the one caught in the middle and suffer. After spending a long time thinking about everything since we separated, I decided to come see you. The woman you're with now might leave you too when things get difficult. I was very stubborn in the past. I foolishly left you, but I'm not angry with you. I hope you'll help me get through this difficult time." After reading the letter, the husband runs after his wife desperately to stop her. He calls out to her urgently and stops her. Then he walks over, hands her the purse, and says sincerely, "I'm glad you thought about giving us another chance." But after hearing him, the wife says angrily, "But you've already chosen another woman. What's the point of talking now?" The husband replies calmly, "You're misunderstanding everything." The wife says firmly, "I only thought about our child." The husband replies sincerely, "Our child means everything to me too." The wife says angrily, "If parents only think about themselves, then how can they expect anyone else in this world to think about that child?" Then the husband says sincerely, "Today you've opened my eyes. From now on, our child will grow up with both of us and live a happy life."